Hey guys, what's happening? Aaron here. Well, it's time for another awesome review. This time I'm going back, well, probably around the mid-90s for Super Turrican. It's not a very complex game, it's very simple. It is one of my favorites though. And so it's going to be a little more on the shorter side, but still it's a really, really good game. So, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Oh! Why is my mask and snorkel on? I'm just getting ready for the next review after this one. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you were a gamer back in the late 80s, I think, on the original Nintendo, you probably know which game I'm talking about. That one should be coming up in about maybe the next... There's quite a few memorable titles on the Super Motherfucking Nintendo. With it, you know, being the greatest video game console ever made. I've played tons of games on it. Probably way too many to list here. Quite high on the list, however, is the subject of this review. Super Turrican. Released in 1993 and developed by German game company Factor 5 and published by Psycho, Super Turrican follows the intrepid adventures of the USS Freedom Fighters in their continuing battle against the Machine in the year 2751 on the planet Katakis. Yep, that about does it for the story. What? You expected something a lot more grandiose and moving? Come on, people. It's a Super Nintendo game, for fuck's sake. Anyways, the game could usually be described as a cross between... I'd say probably Contra and Metroid?
Yeah!
Don't get me wrong, it's pretty much a run and gun style game, but there are similarities between Super Turrican and Metroid as well. So, you run around, collecting weapon power-ups and other doodads in order to increase your score, and to give you higher damage output. At your disposal is also an electric beam, which strangely turns enemies into stone. I've never really understood this or why it's in the game, but it's fun to use nonetheless. It's also useful to sweep around to reveal hidden power-up objects that can also be used as platforms to ascend to higher parts of the level in order to reach secret areas. You also have a variety of weapons to use, depending on which colored orb you pick up. Sometimes this can get a little annoying, because just as in Castlevania and its sub-weapons, you may inadvertently pick up the wrong weapon, but you have no choice to use it until you find the right weapon orb again. You also have the ability to roll into a ball and go bouncing around dropping bombs everywhere. But again, I find this ability to be a little silly, and not very useful, except for quickly traversing an area. Lastly, you have super bombs, which, pretty much like every game in the known universe, blows up everything on screen. You travel through several areas including the planet's surface, an industrial factory, and an alien hive, which is a total rip-off of not only the Alien franchise, but of Contra's end level as well.
Yeah!
It's hilarious because they don't even try to hide it. Contra at least makes the effort to change the alien look and some other things, but not Factor 5. Levels feature a boss at the end, but none of them are difficult really. Just keep shooting the shit out of everything. Graphically wise, the game is what you would most likely expect from a game released later on in the Super Nintendo's life cycle. Characters and enemies are nicely detailed, backgrounds do a fairly decent job, although they aren't as detailed as the foreground. Bosses are usually fair, design-wise, especially the giant robot hand in the first level. The majority of enemies are your standard robotic whatever, basically gun fodder for the most part. On the audio side, well, let's just say, it's fucking amazing! Now, please don't misunderstand. Sound effects are the usual for what you would find on most Super Nintendo games. Explosions sound good. Nah, I'm talking about the fucking soundtrack. truth be told, was the main reason I wanted to review this game. You've probably noticed it by now in the background. Oh my god! Even from the first level, the soundtrack for this game is awesome. Just listen to the music from Stage 1-3. Total nostalgia when I hear it.
Power up.
Overall, Super Turrican was usually considered like a B-type game back in the rental store years. It wasn't a go-to game like Super Castlevania 4 was, but at least if it was available and nothing else you really wanted was, you knew you'd at least have some fun playing it over the weekend. Simple mix of fun graphics, good platforming, and insane music makes this one of my favorites. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, go check it out.